Well, when it comes to memes, they're not going to stop. You could argue that memes are, it's breaking the cycle. It shouldn't be this hot, but it is because the cycle is very different, right? It's so hot that BNB now is now putting up a $1 million reward to attract meme coins. I told you guys this was going to happen, right? Avalanche led the way. Now BNB wants to do the same thing. Soon you're going to see Polygon, you're going to see Solana, you're going to see Base, all these chains come up with funds or rewards for meme coins. Because meme coins are definitely a big narrative for this cycle. So it's not going to stop. And then also gaming too. We see a lot of large funds. A16Z has a $75 million gaming fund. And even Polygon and Immutable have a $100 million gaming fund. So gaming narrative really haven't hit yet. What are some next 10x crypto narratives? Well, let's start out with something that does relate to Bitcoin. What about programmable dApps or BRC20 for that matter, right? All made possible through Stacks and through Bitcoin itself, obviously through the Taproot upgrade. But Stacks is going to have their Nakamoto upgrade pretty soon, right around the halving event, right? So it's like right there. Stacks is the only crypto out there. If you stake, you actually get rewarded in Bitcoin. Think about that. But a Nakamoto upgrade basically makes it more efficient, makes the two more in line with each other, more secure, more fast, and overall, this is going to help drive more dApps to Bitcoin. So I think this besides Bitcoin being a store of value and a medium exchange, right, being a programmable layer will continue to be a big thing this cycle, starting with Stacks. And you know what? You know what Stacks has now? Meme coins. Yes, the very first meme coin built on Stacks is Welsh. I know some of you guys know this. This came out like last month, right? But you know what? They're up 290%, around 65 million. So even Stacks has its own meme coin. But outside of meme coin, what else is there? Well, a lot of things are revolving around BRC20, right? Alex, which is kind of like the Uniswap of Bitcoin, is doing very well because of the surge of BRC20 tokens. So, again, programmable dApps and tokens and infrastructure on top of Bitcoin is definitely going to play a big role this cycle. So pay attention to all these projects. So that's one. Another narrative is RWA, tokenizing. Okay, BlackRock, when they do something, they go hard, like me. Buildle, basically, this is a fund for tokenizing real world assets, draws in $245 million in a single week. And that includes $95 million from Ondo. Ondo is like a banker's coin. And they're all about tokenizing securities and stable coins and currencies and all that stuff, right? And Ondo has been doing very well indeed. In case you're curious, $1 billion of tokenized treasury already exists, and $150 billion of stable coins. And there's a lot more coming. So RWA is going to be a big deal. And there's others that are tokenizing real estate, tokenizing music, tokenizing a whole bunch of real world assets that I'll be covering a lot more in the future. But I do think tokenization of real world assets are also going to be a big narrative for this cycle, right? So you got to pay attention. And then lastly, of course, you got to talk about some L1s. with their awesome DEXs and their awesome DEX volumes, like Solana, which has just broken 60 billion in DEX volume in March, all-time high. And you know who else? Base. Base sets record high DEX volume, surpassing 1 billion. And do you know why Solana and Base are breaking DEX volumes and transactional volumes? Because of memes. This is a cycle led by memes, right? One of the big narratives. And if you don't like memes, that's fine. But at least look at the infrastructure, okay? Meaning looking at the chains they operate on, looking at the DEXs that they are being traded on and swapped on, because they are all going insane, okay? Insane. You look at Jupiter and Radium, sky high for Solana. You look at Base's Aerodrome Finance, sky high, right? So memes are definitely causing a lot of projects to skyrocket. And plus memes themselves are skyrocketing, right? Like you guys have heard me talk about like a lot of memes that have done quite well. Some random, some not, right? There's so many out there. So that's another narrative for this cycle. Definitely don't miss it. We got another surprise buyer. I mean, it's sort of surprising, but I think the main thing is how much that this entity has bought. And I'm not talking about Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy or BlackRock for that matter. It's actually Tether. You wouldn't think Tether would be a large Bitcoin holder, but no. They have increased their position now to 75,000 Bitcoin, which means they hold over $5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, they stated this a year ago, around a year ago, that they would take their quarterly profits and take a percentage of that and buy Bitcoin with it. And you know what? At first glance, no one really gave it any attention until people start realizing that Tether makes a god-awful amount of money every quarter. Billions upon billions upon billions. And that's why even their small percentage buys of Bitcoin, they are adding up enormously. So Arkham is tracking Tether's wallet, which now has 75,000 Bitcoin in there, roughly $5.2 billion. And this is not going to stop. It's only going to increase. Okay, so another entity that continues to buy and join in the race. The race between BlackRock and Saylor, right? They have accumulated vast amounts of Bitcoin. And now Tether is on the rise too, trying to catch up. And speaking of Tether, you know, they've always had this problem, this FUD of whether or not they really have all the funds available. Well, they have squashed those rumors by completing this gold standard security audit, which basically states that they have all the money in the world and they are secure and they're not going anywhere. So I guess that's a good thing. We can erase that from our minds because there has been always FUD around Tether and whether or not they are really solvent if there was a black swan event, right? But overall, they are buying just like everyone else.